Hi guys, welcome back to my welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'll watch him. Guys, get ready, be comfortable, and let's watch. Sorry, guys, get your blanket like he is doing. Okay. I'm getting distracted.
For a super scary story, yeah.
Okay.
So go ahead,
Try not to get scared, okay?
Sit back, relax,
Okay.
and enjoy the story. Our first chapter is about one of my greatest fears, a possessed doll. Ever since I was a little boy, I've absolutely hated anything that looks even the slightest bit lifelike. Puppets, animatronics, and especially dolls. There's just something incredibly disturbing about looking into the eyes of something that is so close to being human. Movies like Child's Play and Dolls only made my paranoia worse. And with more recent movies like The Conjuring and Annabelle, it's clear that many people still find dolls to be horrifying. In this chapter, I'll be telling you the true stories behind a very famous doll.
Annabelle? It looks like it. Okay, I'm kind of getting creeped out now.
A young woman named Donna was turning 28, and for her birthday, her mother gave her a seemingly harmless Raggedy Ann doll that she purchased from a secondhand store. Both Donna and her roommate Angie were nurses, and so they were out of the house most of the time, leaving the doll in the apartment alone. They didn't think much of their new roommate until strange things started happening. One night, after a long shift, Donna came home to find the doll sitting on her bed in her closed bedroom, which would have been perfectly fine if that's where Donna had left her. Other nights, Donna would find the doll sitting on the couch with his legs crossed and arms folded, or standing upright in the kitchen. Both Donna and Angie were rational young women and believed that there had to be a reasonable explanation for this. Maybe they were just remembering things wrong. But Lou, Angie's fiance, thought otherwise. He did not trust that doll one bit and wanted them to get rid of it, or at least consult a medium to see if there truly was something inside of it. But Donna and Angie didn't believe that was possible, so they carried on as usual. Then, they began finding handwritten notes around the house. They were written in pencil and childlike handwriting on pieces of parchment, a type of paper that no one in the house owned. They read, "Help us." One night, Donna came home and found a mysterious red liquid on the doll's hands and his chest. It looked like blood, but it was coming from the doll itself. That was the push that Donna and Angie needed to come to terms with the fact that there was something wrong with this doll. They brought in a medium and performed a seance.
"A long time ago,"
the medium said,
"before this apartment complex was built, there was a field on this property, and it was here that the body of 7-year-old Annabelle Higgins was found. And it was in this doll where the spirit now lives. She trusts you and just wants to be around you."
Donna and Angie felt sorry for Annabelle and decided to let her stay in the apartment with them. Lou was not happy about that. One night, it was just Lou and Angie in the apartment, packing up for a road trip they were leaving on in the morning. Lou was walking to the kitchen and past Donna's room and heard shuffling coming from inside. Donna wasn't home, so who could it be? Lou threw the door open. There was nobody there. Nobody human, at least. He walked inside and found Annabelle sitting in the corner of the room. As he walked towards her, he got the burning feeling that someone was standing behind him. He looked around to find nobody. He turned back to Annabelle and felt burning again, but this time on his chest. He lifted his shirt to find 7 distinctive scratch marks singed into his skin. The following morning, they called a priest, who then called Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned demonologists. "This doll is not possessed," Lorraine told Donna. "Demons only possess humans. This entity was using this doll to manipulate you, moving it around the house so you would pay attention to it, then tricking a medium into telling you that it was the spirit of a harmless young girl. So, what does it want? Your soul." A priest performed an exorcism on the apartment, and the Warrens took Annabelle home with them in a bag. Knowing what this entity was capable of, they made sure to avoid the highways on their way home, since Annabelle would no doubt try to sabotage their drive. And they were right. Along the way, the car's engine continuously stalled. So, is Annabelle truly dangerous? Or is all of this an elaborate hoax? If you're the type who needs to see to believe, you can actually visit Annabelle in the Occult Museum, a section in the Warrens' Connecticut home
No,
where they
no,
store
no,
haunted
no,
relics
no,
collected
no,
from
no,
the many
no.
cases they worked on.
I
She's
don't like
kept locked in a
creepy
box
stuff.
with multiple warnings. One skeptical visitor made the fatal mistake of mocking the doll, tapping her glass case and daring her to do her worst on him. When he left for home, he got into a terrible motorcycle accident and died 3 hours later. Whether or not the Warrens created that story as a cautionary tale, would you really want to test it?
No. Chapter 2. The drowning? Who drowned?
A long time ago, in a rural village in Mexico, lived a young woman named Maria. She came from an impoverished family, but was known throughout the village for her beauty. One day, a wealthy nobleman was riding through the village and stopped in his tracks. He had traveled all over the world, but had never seen anyone quite like Maria. He knew he had to win her over. Maria was easily charmed by this smooth talking man and accepted his immediate proposal of marriage. Maria's family was thrilled that she'd be marrying such a wealthy man, but the nobleman's arrogant father would not be so excited about this arrangement. So the nobleman built Maria a house in the village so they could be together without his father's knowledge. She eventually gave birth to two twin boys. The nobleman traveled a lot and left Maria in the house with the boys most of the time. At first, he brought many gifts back from his trips and was a devoted husband, but every time he left and came back, he grew colder and more distant to Maria, to the point where he would only give the boys his attention. Maria began to suspect that he was falling out of
Cheating.
love with her, since she was getting older and was not as beautiful as she used to be. Years later, her husband stopped returning home. Maria was devastated. She really did love him. Rumors began to spread around the village, and Maria's reputation was tainted. Even more years had passed. Maria was walking with her children along the river when a familiar horse-drawn carriage pulled up beside them. It was her ex-husband, but sitting next to him was a beautiful young woman wearing very expensive clothing. The nobleman greeted the children and made it very obvious that he was intentionally ignoring Maria. It was clear to her now why he had left. He had found a younger, wealthier woman, one that his father would be proud of. They rode away, leaving Maria in complete shock. How could he disrespect her like that? She was angry
This is
and
creepy.
humiliated and brokenhearted all at once. Without thinking, she hurled her young boys into the raging water. It wasn't until she saw their floating bodies downriver that she realized what she had done. Distraught, she threw herself in hopes that she could be reunited with them in the afterlife. However, that was not the case. Maria had committed the ultimate sin, murder and suicide. So now she is forced to roam the earth between the physical and the spiritual worlds, forever searching in vain for her children. She is called La Llorona, the Weeping Woman. To this day, people claim to see her by the river at night. When you hear her cries, take it as a warning and run. If she approaches you, she will bring you bad luck and misfortune. Children must be extra careful. She might confuse you for one of her own, and once she realizes you are not her son, she will throw you into the river. Beware the cries of La Llorona.
Okay, bye. See
If you
you
enjoyed
next
this video,
time.
be sure to give it a like, and I'll
Guys,
do another
if you
one.
wanna
Yeah,
see
man.
more scary stuff, comment down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.